What up, guys? Welcome back. So this is a project that I have been purchasing a lot lately for the past 2 weeks. So I just want to show you guys my investment mindset behind it, how I do some research whenever I want to invest into something. So this is a game which is called NYAN Heroes, built on Solana. And to be honest, I usually don't invest into games because I'm not a gamer, so I don't know what the masses like whenever they're looking into a game. So that's why usually I invest into something like a blockchain, a infrastructure. So I am an investor into something like Zai, but game is not really my thing. So if I'm investing in it, it is because I do like it. By the way, not sponsored. I just want you guys to use this information. So whenever you're doing some research, you can use the same information into something else. It doesn't have to be with this specific game. It can be with anything else. And in the future, I'm also going to be sharing more research of other projects that I'm investing in. So NYAN, you guys can see a quick clip of the game. Looks pretty good. By the way, the game is live, so that means the product is already out there. It is on Epic Games, so people can download it, play it. So that's a good thing. And it looks good. So at least for me, since I'm not a gamer, this is something that I would actually like to play. Unfortunately, it is not available for Mac. So at the moment, I cannot play it. So whenever I want to invest into something, I do have 4 categories that I need to look into. The first one is product. If the product works, if the product is good, that would be number 2. If the product is already out there, if they're not just saying in 2 years we're going to be building something. So back in 2022, we had many projects like that saying they're going to be building the next big shit, and we're still waiting for that shit, right? So if the product is already out there, if it is good, if people are actually using it, if it is easy to understand, then we have community. If people like it, if they hate it, if they talk good about it, if they're sharing it, then stats, which is something very important. Game, bridge, blockchain can be great, but if there are nobody actually using it, it doesn't really matter. If it is a blockchain, I want to see transaction increasing, active wallets on the blockchain, volume, TVL, more projects being built on it, and everything else. Then we have the most important part, which is if it is something that I can make some money from it, if I can actually invest into it. So if a project is worth $100 billion, that doesn't really mean I can make a lot of money out of it, because it might go to $200 billion, then I'm only making 1x. So if I'm investing $100, I'm only making $100 back. Yes, 100% might sound great, but the risk to reward there, it is really not for me. And I'm not really in crypto just to make 1x on a project. So first, let's go with product. Looks good. Product is already live. People can actually download it. Again, it is on Epic Games. And I think they have around over 400,000 hours of gameplay and 200,000 downloads. So that means people are actually playing it, using it. If you go to the community, I think they have around 700,000 followers on Twitter. People are actually pretty active on Discord because I already checked. And if you go on YouTube, there are some videos on gameplay. So again, people are actually sharing and talking about it. So in terms of products, it looks actually pretty good. So that part is covered for me. So I don't need to wait until they have a product because they already have it. So number 2 on the list, as I said, was actually community and stats, which are already shared. And number 3 is if I can invest in it, if I can actually make some money into it. So let's go and use CryptoRank.io. You guys can also use CoinMarketCap, but I do think CryptoRank.io is a little bit more complete. So on this, you guys can see that the market cap is... Oh, before I go into it, I mentioned that the project is built on Solana. And there is a big plus for this, because since it is built on Solana, if we want to get some normies into playing that game, what is the easiest blockchain for someone to use for the first time? It is probably Solana. I'm not a big user of Solana, to be honest, but also at the same time, I need to say it, Solana is also super cheap. It is easy to understand. So most likely, if it is your first time, Solana is the first place that you should go with. Because if you download a Phantom wallet and you use something like your debit card, I think you can purchase some Solana. So right there, you can just start using it. But if you go with EVM, you need to add the blockchain. That is the first thing. Second, let's say that you want to use something like Arbitrum. Then you need to bridge to Arbitrum. You need to find a bridge to do it. Then maybe the blockchain that you want to use is using another token as the gas fee. So guess what? Now you need to bridge another token so you can start using that thing. Then you need to use a bridge. Maybe you need to send it to an L3. So it is super, super confusing. I do get it because I do it every single day, and most likely you too. But if it is someone that is new to this, it is going to be extremely hard for them to understand at first. So if you're adding some friction, obviously they're just gonna pass. So for me, to bring the most amount of people, since it is built on Solana, I do think it is the best way to do it. So back to economics. So market cap is right now $27.67 million, and FDV is $208 million. Now you might think, Max, you're kind of crazy. How the heck are you going to be investing into something that the circulating supply is so low? I get it, but let's go ahead and check something out. So right now, the circulating supply is 13.3%. Great. Let's say that I'm purchasing today and I want to sell in 2025 because that is long term. That is when we should have the peak of the bull run, so I can make the most amount of profit. By then, the circulating supply will only increase by 0.75%. You guys can actually check it right here by going to vesting, and you will get this. Let me scroll down. Here it is. You will get this. At first, it will be on timeline. Make sure to go to chart so you guys can check the percentage. Even if we go by 2026, it will be 25%. But by October, August, you guys can see how much it is increasing. So it doesn't really matter the amount. So right now, that's why I am okay with investing in it, because the circulating supply will not actually increase, and we still have a lot of time for it to increase. So 340 days. So if I want to, I can actually sell before May. So I have around a year for me to sell my funds. So circulating supply looks good. Now, market cap, I need to compare it with something that I know that I can make some profit. So if we compare it with other projects that are worth maybe $300 million, $500 million, even up today, we have some projects that are worth, I know one, I'm not going to mention the name, but it is worth around $650 million, and they still don't have a game to this day, and they're worth $650 million. So do the math. This is on Solana. If Solana is going up in price, where do you think money will flow? Into Solana or into projects that are kind of undervalued or low in market cap? Most likely it will go into smaller projects because people can make more money from them. So that's why I'm kind of interested in it. So now we have $27 million. Let's put a pessimistic number. Let's use maybe $270 million, $300 million, which I don't think it is too crazy. So by then, that is a 10x that I could make. So the risk to reward is obviously better for me to invest into a game than investing into Solana. But obviously, I'm not going to throw a shit ton of money, like half of my portfolio, because I do understand the risk. But also the reward is there, because if they continue to build, if they continue to increase the stats, there are more people joining, more people playing, and the market cap is only $27 million by 2025. If it goes to 300, then I can make a 10x. Now let's go ahead and check the stats. So if I look into it, which by the way, this project is less than a month. They started actually less than a month ago. Not the project, they have been building for the past 2 years, but the token started less than a month ago. You can see the drop, which is usual because of the ICO. People actually purchased at 0.25. You can see the price right here. So they cashed out and it went down to 26 cents. Went up to around 37. Then it dropped up to or down to 17 cents, 16 cents, give or take. And it went up again up to 40 cents. So what I did is around here, I think it was around here, I purchased at 19 cents, went up, waited, purchased between 20 cents up to 23, went up like crazy again, and then I added an order around here on Bybit for 20 cents and I purchase a pretty large amount. So right now I think I have around 4 or 5% of my portfolio into it. Obviously it will change as I add other things into my portfolio, but right now it is around 4 to 5%, which is the average holding that I like for this type of, I would say, riskier bets. So anything between 2% up to 5%. And by the way, this is not my main portfolio. This is the one that I have been building this year. I have my main, which I'm done with it. I'm not really adding more money. It is actually in profit by around 7 or 8x. So not planning to touch it, just leaving it until 2025. But this is the new one that I'm just adding some funds into it, and most likely I'm gonna be holding NYAN around 4% of my total holdings. So if we use a price range on this and we do this, because I think it is pretty clear for us that this actually looks like an accumulation. I might be wrong, I don't know, but for me this actually looks like an accumulation. We could even remove the wicks and do it like this. So that means we have between 16, which is around here, up to probably 32 or 31 cents. So what I have been doing again is just purchasing around the 20 cents area. If it goes to 16, 17 cents, I'm going to be placing a buy order on Bybit, probably purchasing a large chunk. And if it goes below 16 cents, then obviously I'm just going to wait until I see a clear support. So it might be 10 cents. It might be below here. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't go that low. But usually you guys don't need to allocate 100% of your funds into something. You can actually just DCA because this actually takes time, right? You take a few days, you purchase some, you wait, you see how it goes. Then you purchase a little bit more, but don't FOMO into something. Just look at it. Study the price action and see if you actually like it, so you can understand the support levels and when you should be purchasing on this project. Now, other than that, if we actually go into this on coin market cap, here on crypto rank, it is only 807 in terms of watch list, but that is because not a lot of people use crypto rank. But if we go here, you guys can see that it is in 55,000 watch lists. So that means there is a lot of people looking into this. 55,000. So yeah. So hopefully this makes sense. But again, just simple conclusion. If you guys want to invest into something, always look at the product first. If it is a bridge, go ahead and use it. If it is cheap, if it is fast, if it is easy to understand, because if not, or if you find it hard to understand, most likely there is another person that will think the same. So for me, that's how I see it. If I don't like it, then most likely I'm not going to be investing in it, because maybe there are 10 other people that try the product, they don't like it, so why the heck they're going to be investing in it? And if the product is already out there, that would be number two, or we're just waiting and hoping for something in the future. Then number two is the stats. If we can see a clear growth, if it is increasing by 2%, by 5%, by 10%, what are the partnership, if they're building more features into it, so on and so forth. Next is community, if people are actually talking trash about the project or they actually like it. And last one is if we can make some profit, or if not. If you can make some money, great. If you can only make 1x, then most likely it is not something that I'm really interested into. So there you go, guys. Let me know if there is anything else that I should add to my research. But so far, I think it is pretty easy and simple for you to understand. Any questions, any doubts, just let me know. Bye-bye.